And all the way to King's Row. Is there an I get it? Have I been missing all the I get it's? Do I think Koreans are underestimating Rogue? No, I think we're overestimating Koreans. Am I doing the other match? I'll watch it.
Lunatic, the keyword.
What a premonition they had when they were naming their team.
Yeah.
What were the choices here? Did they have another choice? I'm assuming Numbani was here or something? I don't know. It's weird that you would go to this map. It's not even about dive, it's just the fact that Lunatic High just plays this map so much and they usually win on it, like pretty consistently. Void can't play Soldier? I guess that makes sense. But if you can't play Soldier, why'd you pick him up for 3 DPS comps? Weird. Numbani and Hollywood? I would have taken them to Hollywood, I think, and just played the odds. Like, can I vote for Flame on multiple accounts? I think you can.
10, 15, 20 minutes time. Another salute to the champions opening up their season with a win. Looking at the defense on the side of Kongju Panthera, defensive dive.
What would have been the power move is if they let you vote for me 3 times. You just use all your votes on me. That's the kicker. UJ Bong. Triple Danks set. No, they're running. This is a weird defense, actually. Are they? These are weird comps in general. 76 Tracer versus 76 Genji. Winston Diva. They're running like triple DPS offense. I mean, I guess on King's Row you can get away with it because it's King's Row. Just run in and kill shit, and that's the entire game plan. But it's interesting that there's no Diva on KDP. Or no, there is. All right. So he just didn't go on the 76 there. I don't know. That was awkward.
Rockets take him out with the help of that nano boost. And it seems like Kongju might just be able to hold on to this point. No ticks coming through here for Lunatic High.
The soldier's main day right there.
That's unfortunate. I don't know how they stabilized that. I guess they nano boosted. Just got kills. Now Rogue runs that dumb Pharah attack and it never works, and they wind up switching up anyway. But every single time they try the Pharah, it never works. I'm sure that they won't try the Pharah next time. We'll see. Rascal's zoning attack visor, not the worst. If he dies here, that's really bad. Yeah, that's really bad. He got a little overzealous. I think you just have to accept that you're not getting kills when you have to turn the fountain. These Luffy heals are so big actually too. Like Luffy kept that Lucio alive and he did almost keep Rascal alive too, but once you lose one player, you lose 5. That's kind of Overwatch. It's actually so hard to play 5v6 in this game when you lose a DPS, because like you lose like almost half or a third of your effective damage generally. Because at any point in time, there's really only like 2 or 3 heroes doing damage. So every time you lose one, you just wind up like massively damage gimped. I'm surprised they stay on this. Like neither team running a Reinhardt. Like is that really the play? I don't know. Are they overvaluing these weird dive comps? Like is there really a world where you shouldn't be running like maybe McCree or Reinhardt or Hog or something? Like I don't know. Like why don't they just go Hog against Kongju Panthera's defense, or why even vice versa? Why don't they go Hog against Lunatic High's offense? All I had to do is kill Miro or something, and then the game is pretty easy. But it's weird that they stick to these comps. But if both teams are sticking on them, then it's like I don't know. You wind up in a weird spot. It's all based on scrims though, so I'm not going to comment too much. Like I don't know what's going on in the Korean scrims, but it's just bizarre that you don't run Reinhardt on this map. Like you don't go for shatters. You don't even try for the graviton stalls. Like you can win fights pretty handily on this map with like Zarya, Reinhardt, Hog stuff, but instead they're taking like these really long skirmishes. Like I feel like I've just been casting a fight that's never ending. There's your trades, and there's still a fight going on in the cart, like nobody cares. Now they're going to reset, they're not. There goes the attack visor again. Rascal, if he dies to another attack visor, it's really bad. Baited, yeah, he dies again. He gets way too overzealous. His whole team has to come with him or nobody at all. Like, realistically, Void should have been there in front of his face with the right click. And I think that that's a huge difference between the way that Zumba plays and the way that Void plays. Like, if that were Zumba on top of Rascal, Rascal would have lived and nobody would have been doing any damage to him when he came through that choke. Like, Zumba plays way more supporty. I don't know. Void's not Zumba, I guess, where I'm going with that statement, but it's just different. Because I don't think that Rascal should have died there. I think that there should have just been a defense matrix over him, just keeping him alive while he healed up. Or even when he went in with attack visor, he should have had a matrix on him. Birdering forces out trans. Not even the worst because Eska kills Waka Waka. So like the trans gets forced, but it's actually kind of value. Probably overkill Dragon Blade, but just to be safe, I don't think there's any real harm in popping it there.
Because they overstayed pushing up at the first point, they were never really in position to get a contest, and even the last second test, that's basically formulaic. You plug it into the story.
Eska's probably got some like sick performance anxiety though too, is like another thing. I mean, it's hard to get over. I think like once he hits a few, he'll start hitting them all. But I think right now he's like so afraid of missing them because he's like known for missing them. What is going on? Hello, Eska? Oh my god. See, like he panics. You can tell he's like panicked. Like that should have been a kill.
DPS is down on the side of Kongnu Panthera.
Rascal's still trying to build up, trying to get into that Graviton Surge, but his teammates just getting picked off one at a time, causing them to have to play this far back.
Both DPS is down, then the tank line goes down.
Like right there, there's no reason he doesn't just pulse bomb the Reinhardt. There's actually no reason he doesn't just blink into the shield and get the kill, but...
Coming through, that's going to be the Transcendence, pulse bomb down onto Fisher, he gets taken out, 2 picks already here for Lunatic High, as they're just a couple meters away from completing this push. 1 second of being uncontested, and this is going to go forward. Void gets bumped off.
But Lunatic High is just really good at this map, and that's why I don't know. Kongdu Panthera, they swapped to the Reinhardt at the end, but it's not even that good. Like it's too late. Like and that happened. I don't know. Both teams have done that in this series. They just switched really, really late for some reason. I've heard Eska's their shot caller. Is that true? I have no idea. No, if I see him one day, I'll ask him. But
and on the side of Kongdu Panthera, you can't say the same thing. They showed their individual class at different points.
They just have. I mean, Lunatic High just understands the game really well. Like I haven't really been saying that Lunatic High has been misplaying a lot. I mean, they play fine. I think their tank squad is like super, super good, and their supports are obviously top tier. So like Eska can afford to make mistakes, and like when the fights come around that Eska does pop off, then like everything is just super easy for the rest of the team because the rest of the team is like so used to just, you know, I don't know, like winning anyway. Like it's a different world. Whoa.
Take down the reigning champions, Lunatic High. 2 minutes, 14 seconds on the clock. Decently impressive time bank there, especially compared to what we saw from the promotion tournament, because a lot of teams were barely making it all the way through the Foundry.
And here's what I'll say about Lunatic High. It's the second time, obviously, in recent history we've seen them, 2 matches in a row come back from a big disadvantage, and now, of course, in the driver's seat, you'd have to say, to take down this game.
Sure.
A lot of teams can shot call from ahead, in any sport, in any real sport. When you're winning, whether it's a couple of rounds, whether it's a win streak, it papers over the cracks, it papers over the deficiencies, because everyone's just happy to be winning. One thing, again, that I will compliment Lunatic High on, is that you can see that their shot calling from behind is a level above some of these, many of these other younger squads, even though they have that big range of age.
Pharah, Winston, Diva. I'm actually... Are they going to stay on this? No Lucio. Super damage. I don't know why you wouldn't just run the Denial comp. Honestly, Denial's comp is so good. And I'm surprised that more teams haven't tried it. If you have like a Pharah that can pull it off. Because Denial, I mean, I'm not going to say Denial is bad or anything. But like for Denial to come out of nowhere and just run like a very unique composition and just start pounding teams that on paper you would think were just going to beat them. Is like kind of impressive. So like I wonder if anyone else will get good enough to make it work even like at a higher level or anything, or like just execute it better. Although when Birdring hits his shots, doesn't even matter, right? What's the denial comp? It's the you run like the Diva, Winston, Farah, and then I think it's Tracer. Pharmacy, Winston, Diva, Tracer, Lucio, I think. They just capped that. Eska dies super late. That's really bad, actually. I think it's Tracer. But it's like you have like a Winston, a Diva diving your backline, and then Farah Rockets just rain down. You can't even do anything about it. But now they have Rez. This composition is really strong. I'm surprised Birdring stays on this hero though, because the Widowmaker definitely falls off, and it's kind of all in. And they're not running the Farah, which is strange, I think. I don't know why you wouldn't run the Farah unless he's just not confident.
Isn't that what Overwatch is all about, Achilles?
It's not about winning, it's about making others happy. See though, who are you diving very aggressively into the back, trying to get a kill in on the
There's a good res. That an Eska bomb? That was a Rascal bomb. But they don't have that much damage on Kung Du Panthera now. Like, they only won the first point because of Birdring's Widowmaker. So why do you stay on Widowmaker? Like, what are you going to do right now? Like, unless he hits shots, they don't do anything. The team just loses.
What was a really nice opening with this Widowmaker Mercy comp. Time to change on the Streets phase. These sort of picks aren't actually set up to help through the Streets phase. I think they really do need an adjustment.
Like, why is he... Alright, he switches now. But they're running... They still have a Lucio. And like, res into barrier is so good too, but I guess they can res into trans. Are they going to pop ults here? That's really the question too. Who are you about to nano boost or about to Dragon Blade and screw their day up? But Rascal kills Eska. Damage booster rockets insta give a Tracer. That was actually almost a sick play. I almost like internally pog-champed. You almost saw excitement come out of me because that was pretty sick, but he didn't execute it. Is Luffy gonna res? Is Luffy even here? Why isn't he resing? Hello, Luffy? Hello? Okay, I guess he wasn't. I guess he wasn't in range or something. They would have won that fight actually if he res. I'm pretty sure that most of these people are respawns. Pog champs internally. If he got that res off, I think that would have been a pretty free fight for them. I'm surprised he didn't. I don't like this comp though. It's so slow. They don't have AoE heals. The Diva's like out on an island. Who's healing this Diva? Transcendence or like Harmony Orbs? It's kind of, I don't know. The tanks lose their viability, I think, when you take the Lucio out of the equation. I think the Lucio plus the Winston Diva is like actually so strong, but they're not even running it. Like, I won't even be surprised if they get stuck on second street phase. So who are you? Just kills Luffy. This game's fight's over. Yeah, it did. I think it had a no reg too. I mean, it looked like it did. He's resing the old-fashioned way, the ladder way. No, he didn't die though. He died last. I don't know. But yeah, he dies first there, and that's really bad. It looks like Rascal barraged. Alright, Rascal just removes Zumba from the game. Alright, Rascal's tilted, man. Rascal's so good. Put Rascal on World Cup team for Korea, actually. Rascal's having a super good game, actually, on an individual level. Although, who are you just did it, and it was off cam. Like, that's the stuff that doesn't happen in NA, dude. Like, plays like that do not happen in NA. I have not seen a Genji pop off like that in my life. Just remove a Farah Mercy combo from the sky. Like, that's actually insane. You say watch it again. He's like... It's so good, dude. That's actually so sick. Oh, we'll go back. We'll watch it 4 times because that's how good it was. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Rascal goes up. Luffy goes up. He takes out Luffy. Goes straight. Jake's not on Anubis. I mean, I've seen on Anubis, I think. I've seen people do it, but like, you don't see it often. It's like very rare. It's like definitely rare.
replay. Target selection perfect. Luffy has been the first to die 2 fights in a row, sitting on that ultimate, never being able to use it.
So like, what is this? What is this Winston pick? They switched to Ana Lucio after 4 minutes of shitty pushes. All they had to do was swap the Widowmaker with a Pharah, and this game would have been like over. Like, they got 0 value out of the Mercy. The Mercy died 3 times without popping res. 2 times? 3 times? The Mercy never res. The Mercy got 1 res in choke, and that was it, but it didn't do anything because I lost that fight anyway. Bird ring gets his kill. Like, instantly they swap their comp and they win the next fight. Like, it was really that simple. Just get off these awful Zenyatta Mercy comps. Like, that's not even a thing. Why wouldn't you run Mercy Ana or something? Like, what value do you get from the Zen that you don't get from the Ana? Like, you need to keep tanks alive. Zenyatta's not made to keep tanks alive. So suddenly they swap their comp and like the game just becomes a lot easier, but they boned their time because they spent 4 minutes trying to figure out what heroes to play. But honestly, I think it should have been obvious. And now they're playing for like the Zarya pick, but they still don't, I don't know, they don't even have a really good like mix up for the Graviton. It's just, they're just kind of hoping that the Graviton works, but Graviton to Zenyatta in general isn't super effective. Like Zenyatta and Zarya kind of counter each other because Trans counters Grav, but then Bubbles counter Discord and stuff, so it's like a weird spot to be in, especially if you're going to force yourself to try to build a Graviton in 2 minutes. But even if you force yourself to put a Graviton in 2 minutes, you have to do it almost in like less than that because this can't go to overtime. But who are you just has Dragon Blade like every single fight or like every other fight, so suddenly you have to fight this Genji every single time you respawn almost. Every other time you respawn there's a Dragon Blade in your face, and it's insane actually. Like Fissure has to hit a fat shatter right now on Who Are You, and this fight should go their way, but that's easier said than done. He missed it. He baited it actually. That's like one of those plays you don't really notice, but he definitely baited the shit out of Fissure here. Watch. There it is. Like the reason why he jumped backwards instead of forwards there is because he knows that that shit's coming. The God sense.
No wealth of ultimates for the side of Kongdu Panthera. They do actually have a pretty fast Graviton surge, it's worth noting, as Zarya was able to, on the backside of his teammates down, farm up that ult. It's going to have to be a game changer. It be our first Graviton surge of the game, of the match actually. Yeah. Haven't seen it in any of our other matches. Zunba has not been on Zarya for a single moment.
Needs to find the $1 million Graviton surge here, pushing forward. Barriers down, tosses it out, only draws in a couple members.
See, like, you pop Grav, but they had Trans. Like, was the Zarya swap really that valuable? I don't know. Do you still think, do I think Shadowburn's the best Genji? I mean, I think he has his work cut out for him at World Cup if he gets on the team. That's all I have to say about that. I don't know. I think the Korean Genjis are above all the Western Genjis, but there might be some exceptions. I haven't seen Shadowburn play in too long. And FaZe hasn't been doing too well. But this is like an awful spot to be in if you're Kongdu Panthera, because like there's actually really no way for you to win right now, right? Like you're playing for at best a tie, and you have, it's like the whole world against you, because even if you do cap the map out, you're just going to wind up needing to full hold them on first point. Like this is what they needed. They needed like the fat shire before. Rascal actually almost has another grab, which is pretty crazy.
They could complete this in overtime. Respawns coming out from Lunatic high, however, Miro look for him to jump in. Jaehong nearly having the transcendence. Miro comes.
But like for every grab, there's a trans, and like it's about to happen again. Who Are You dies.
As they try to hold on to this transcendence, out by Jaehong, buying more and more time. But Panthera still hold firm on.
Toby just booped 2 people off the map. Jesus. Rascal doesn't get the Graviton off there, and there was a pulse bomb ready too. Birdering goes to the air Genji. I think it might have gotten deflected actually. That's unfortunate. I mean, their second point push was so bad, and it's because they tried that composition. It's just not going to work. But the Mercy didn't get res off like 3 lives in a row, so what do you really want to have happen, honestly?